Hank's the family fixer, always with his tool belt. But living with prostate cancer, he needed help. He asked his doctor about Xtandi enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Xtandi.com.
Support comes from ServiceNow. We're for people doing the creative work they actually want to do. That's why this ad was written and read by a real person and not AI. You know what people don't want to do? Boring, busy work. Now with AI agents built into the ServiceNow platform, you can automate millions of repetitive tasks in every corner of your business, IT, HR, and more, so your people can focus on the work that they want to do. That's putting AI agents to work for people. It's your turn. Visit ServiceNow.com.
It's been too long. Happy Monday, beautiful people. So glad to have y'all here. Look, every now and then in sports, you have the casual, the comical shows, and then every now and then you got the explosive shows. And this Monday show, there is way too much to get to. I don't know how we're going to get it all in. Y'all could be watching any show. You're hanging out with us. We don't take it for granted. 252 Live, Shady McCoy. He back in the building. He has been missed. He has been missed. Far end, we got James Jones.
That's what she said.
No, Shady.
But they said.
Never said Sean.
Hey,
We missed you, though.
Hey,
She said that, too.
hey, you started off solid though. You was like, man, like.
No, I heard that before, though. Like, I just miss you so much.
Just going right into that some shit.
Like, I get that.
The quarterback.
Hey,
What's up, Q?
Hey, how you
What's up, Q?
I'm great.
Hey, Angel Reese.
That's what she said.
No, there's been a lot of Angel Reese reaction, overreaction. We'll get to that. But before we get to any of that, the deal has finally been done.
Bang, bang time.
Bang, bang. Niner gang. It happened late on Friday, but the world has yet to react to it. It happened after sports shows concluded. We've all been waiting. We have all been watching to see what Brock Purdy would get. 5 years, $265 million, 181 guaranteed money.
A lot of money.
Paying Brock Purdy $53 million per year. If you look at where that ranks kind of average annual value, I believe that puts him at 7th. Average annual value, $53 million per year. That's where that slots him at. Shady McCoy, I know you have been very opinionated about Brock Purdy and this contract. $53 million a year, 181 guaranteed, 265 in total. Did the Niners overpay for Brock?
I think so. I think so. You know, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, they asked, who was that? Puka.
Yeah.
And we all know Puka's a good guy. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Guys hit him hard, he helps them up. Like, he's a good guy. And they asked him, he said, you know what? I like Brock Purdy. I like what he's done for the Niners, and I play him twice a year, so I see him a lot. He said, but if he makes 50s plus a year, that ain't a good deal. And I agree with him, man. I just think when you talk about, like, I just go back to myself, right, and playing this game at a high level. You know, I remember with my agent, we were trying to get a contract, right? And it's probably my year 2. He said, hey, man, you know, solid rookie season, right? We need to work on that, man, get better, and develop. I remember going to my room, I said, okay, cool. So me to get this paper, I gotta get an All-Pro, I gotta get a Pro Bowl, I gotta be one of the elite players in the league. Yeah. And when you look at all them boxes, Purdy ain't hitting them up. All the other players in the NFL, the top wide receivers, top running backs, top linemen, unless you go to the market, right? The market as in free agency. Yeah. But you don't do that. Every other player that get that type of money other than the quarterback has to hit them boxes. Yeah. And I look at the Niners. I said, if you talk about leverage, you pay this guy $265 million. There's not a team in the league will offer him that. And I'm going to be honest. Because you want a quarterback that's going to lead you to a championship. And Brock Purdy's been to playoffs. He's been to conference game and Super Bowl. Yes, sir. But he didn't get it done yet. And I think when I pay players, it's a couple, either this guy is super elite or the top tier. This guy wins championships. Or I see a lot of talent in this young kid eventually is going to turn into either elite or champion. When I see Brock, I don't know if I see that no more. Yeah. Because I did see that when the team was loaded. The owner, not my words, the owner said, hey, we love Brock. Brock is phenomenal when you add the combination of him, the team, and the coaches. Now, most of the time you play an elite player, you don't have to say nothing about no coach, nothing about no player. We talk about the player that's getting paid. Mm-hmm. So if you ask me, did he get overpaid? I think so. I think if, and the last thing before I go on, because I was talking about this earlier in the production meeting. Mm-hmm. If you take a player like JJ, right? Justin Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
And I said, okay, he's going to make this, that, and the third. Everybody here is going to smile, say he deserved that. Okay? Yeah. If I'm on a team with a player, right, and I say, okay, you know what, hey, man, we're going to play Brock Purdy like $48 million, maybe 49, give a nice little guarantee, right? You would say, you understand that, right? If it got leaked to the world, you understand that, right? I asked James, I asked Chase, I asked everybody. Now, only one person disagreed with me. That was Chase. but everybody felt like, yo, that's reasonable. But if I said a guy like Justin Jefferson, we're going to pay him a certain amount of money, right? And maybe it's not top three, or even CeeDee Lamb when he wasn't the number one. Everybody had a problem with it. Do you know why? Because he actually earned that. He deserves that. Yeah. I like Brock being paid, but if you're being honest, last year showed me, if I'm going to pay you this type of money, can you carry my team if the defense is not the same? Because the defense won't be the same. Can you carry my team if the offense ain't the same? This year, the offense, it won't be the same. He showed me he couldn't do that.
Quarterback, weigh in. Did the Niners overpay for Brock?
I can't stop looking at your Rolex. Like, you got Brock Purdy money. So, it's a green face. Hey.
Bam!
It's nice. Bam! I'm just saying, sorry. Anyway, I wonder if Brock Purdy going to get him a green face. All right, so I don't think it's an overpay. I think it's the perfect number. I don't think it's too high or too low. Mm-hmm. I think it fits perfectly based on what he has done and where he is going to go. On the surface, and where it ranks in terms of average per year APY, $53 million for some people in the world, it might seem high. And I'm looking at this list, Shady. Number 11, Jalen Hurts, it looks like a bargain for him right now, to be completely honest with you, based on what he's done. But when you go Brock Purdy, tied for 7th, it's a good deal. I think it's a win-win for Purdy. It's a win-win for the organization. And when you look at the quarterbacks above him, he's done just the same amount of stuff that everyone else on that list has done. Really, Joe Burrow and Jared Goff, because Joe Burrow and Jared Goff have been to a Super Bowl and they've both been to 2 championship games. The exact same thing that Brock Purdy has done. Then for me, it gets a little bit better because when I saw this deal, I thought it was coming in around 53, 54, 55. I think 53 is good. But when you look at his average annual salary as a percentage of the team's salary cap, which this is what GMs and contract negotiators go to. I know there's a whole bunch of numbers. That's great. Just take your eyes all the way down to the blue highlight at the very bottom of the graphic, Brock Purdy, 18.98% of the salary cap. That puts him 14th in terms of the salary compared to the salary cap. And that's sort of what you want. I would rank him higher than the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So to me, it looks like a bargain, especially the next year when it goes to $300 million. So for me, based on the ranks, based on where he's gotten to, look, he ranks 9th in wins over the last 2 seasons, 3rd in passing yards, 3rd in passer rating, 8th in passing touchdowns. I mean, what more do you want for that? This to me is a fair deal for everyone because when you see it based on the percentage of the team's salary cap and it's 14th, I'm like, hey, it's a good deal for the 49ers and for Brock.
I agree with you on that. I don't think the Niners overpaid for Brock Purdy because if we are being objectively factual, Brock Purdy earned every single cent that he has gotten. The reason I suggest that he's earned this, 2 NFC championship games, a Super Bowl appearance, check, check, check. Thrust into the starting lineup as the last overall pick in the draft, check, check, check. Even when every player got injured, Brock Purdy still kept the Niners from being the laughingstock of the National Football League. But I would suggest more importantly and most importantly, we've seen Brock Purdy on the biggest stage. I had to rewatch the Super Bowl before coming up and having this conversation because if y'all remember, Super Bowl game, first drive, Brock Purdy has 19 passing yards. They're marching down the field. It was Christian McCaffrey, best player on the offense, who fumbled at the 27-yard line. Cost the Niners points. Second drive, Brock Purdy completes a pass. Next thing you know, Trent Williams, false start, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 17. It's all good. Trent Williams, your future Hall of Famer. 2nd and 17, Trent Williams, holding, drive, dead. Now we're in the third drive of the game. The best player on offense is fumbled. The second best player on offense, or the best player on offense, in Trent Williams, he's killed the next drive. So turnover by McCaffrey, essentially a turnover by Trent. Third drive, Brock Purdy, 38 yards passing, marches down the field. Then the Niners get 3 points. Even in the biggest matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, Brock Purdy showed you he's not going to be the reason that this team gets held back. I don't think the Niners overpaid Brock. Not to suggest that Brock is a top 5, top 10 quarterback objectively in all of football. But did he earn it? He absolutely earned it based upon his play and based upon what he did.
Yeah. First off, congratulations, Purdy. Because for all 4 of us up here, hey, we happy you got your bread,
right.
Whatever the takes may be. You know what I mean? Should we root for all of our brothers to get their bread in the National Football League? I think they got it right. I mean, I think overall the whole quarterback money is all toe up. Because when you look at the list that you showed, sure, he probably is better than Tua. He probably is better than Trevor Lawrence. You can put him up there with that. But he definitely ain't better than Lamar Jackson. He definitely ain't better than Jalen Hurts and all those dudes that's under him neither. So the list is just all toe up. But the Niners, that's for the Niners. This is your guy.
Yeah.
This guy really saved a lot of your guys' jobs because you missed on Trey Lance and you hit on your 7th-round pick and he came in and he played well. You got the deal done. He's not the highest paid. He's right around where he should be. Like Shady said, if it came around about $48 million, I would have said good deal. $53 million, sure, good deal for Brock Purdy. Obviously, we all know, or he hasn't shown yet. I wouldn't say we don't know, but he hasn't shown yet that he can carry a football team. He hasn't shown that yet. When you're talking about elite money, you carry football teams. He has not shown that, but I think this number is right around where it should be for Brock Purdy. And like Acho said, too, man, I think he earned this money. I believe he earned this money. You've been to 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl, and you've played well. Obviously, those teams were totally different than the team you are on now, so we are going to see what you are made of this year. But congratulations, young fella, $265 million in the Bay Area. It is expensive to live, but not for you anymore, brother.
One thing about it is, like, when you talk about success, you can't help to keep bringing up his team. You just said it.
Yeah.
Right? And I just look at, like, either you win or you're not. Either you're elite or you're not. And I think they should have paid him a certain amount of money because he is a good player and he's done well for his team. But, like, I just hate that we just look at the position and everything's okay whenever they get paid. And I hate that because, like, it should be a time where we correct the market. You think the Jaguars is happy they paid Trevor Lawrence?
I know.
You think the Dolphins is excited that they paid Tua? No. And the reason why they paid him that much money, not because how great they were, not because how good they was. Why?
Market.
The market.
No one else out there that
The
can do it.
market makes me pay that guy. Because guess what? If it's an open market and there's 31 teams that's trying to pay these quarterbacks, they not going to say, you know what, we're going to pay Trevor Lawrence to the top of the market. You think Tua, you know what, give me that left-hander. We're going to pay him a top. No. Brock Purdy's another one. And it's like, maybe I'm more upset because when you sit in the locker room, right, and you had these conversations, we had Ken Allen on there. I think Tua got paid, and he was like, it's crazy because these guys getting all this money, and they're not even the best player, not on the team, on the offense. So now, when I'm sitting in my locker and we have a conversation, we're like Kittle's about to get it paid, right? And we have a conversation, it's like, not Kittle, Fred Warner, sorry, because Kittle's got paid, but Fred Warner. And if they even have the audacity to lowball me, I'm going to be in flames. Not just me, my teammates. Now, how the hell you going to pay Brock Purdy that, but you going to play with me? You know what I'm saying? It starts an argument. And the last point before I land is, because I am happy for Brock. Don't get me, I'm happy for him. But just think about this, every other position, I got to be elite player, like top 5. I got to be, it's basically all pro. But I got to be all these things to get elite money. And you tell me a quarterback who's led by our team, our defense, our coach, and our offense, he's led by them, right? And we make him look better, okay? And he's going to make more money than us, way more, because of the market. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you,
That's
but I would suggest this, like, I don't know if the argument, if Brock Purdy is supposed to wear the suit that Shady is tailoring. I could suggest if you wanted to make Kyler Murray wear it, fine. Kyler ain't accomplished nothing before he got paid. Cardinals went to a playoff game, got smacked by the Rams. I think I was in the box. If you want to suggest Kyler wear that suit, bet. I won't argue with you. But the dilemma for me is, regardless of who carried Brock here, there, and everywhere in between.
Well, that don't matter.
2 championship games, Super Bowl appearance, and here's where I depart from you. Me and Shady, we walking side by side. He on the phone, I'm texting. Where I ditch him and go left and he stays straight is in the Super Bowl. Because in the Super Bowl, when I'm watching and I'm thinking to myself, Brock, it's your first Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Now, it was McCaffrey's first, and I think it was Trent's first too, but these are Hall of Fame talents. Brock, it's your first Super Bowl. But the first drive, wait, McCaffrey, you fumbled? Because if Brock threw a pick on the first drive, we would have been killing him.
Yeah.
Come on, Brock. Second drive. Come on, Trent. You the first ballot. Wait, Trent, false start? Okay, it happens. This happens. That's jittery. It's your first Super Bowl, Trent. Holding the very next play? So now that's another turnover. If Brock would have come over on the second drive, snap goes over his head.
How do you
and
get,
fumbled his neck.
Okay, so, but like, you make it sound so easy. You know, but like, how do you get there, though? Whose back did they get there on? So, because you can do all that.
Obviously, a lot of McCaffrey.
And another thing is, like, if you take
Brock, too.
Purdy,
And Purdy.
Well, what are y'all watching?
That's why I said,
not watching the same film?
That's why I said I can't ignore him. I said a lot of McCaffrey.
I said a
lot of defense.
mix of everything.
It's a good mix of everything?
Yes, absolutely.
If that's the case, right? If that's the case, y'all saying that, then why did it look like that last year?
Bro,
they didn't have
anybody. They were on third stringers last year. No quarterback could have done well. Put Joe Burrow on that offense. He could not have done well.
They wouldn't have won games.
No.
They wouldn't have won games.
No, that whole team was completely decimated by injury. So stop bringing up people, not just you, but I've heard it from a lot of other. Stop bringing up last year. He did his best with what was given to him.
Let me ask you this. So other players, when they do well, we just talk about how good they are. When certain guys get paid, he's that good because he's just that good. Mm-hmm. When we bring out Brock Purdy, right, because you said everybody else's words, I'm going to give you the owner's words, right, because he matters the most, correct?
Yeah.
The owner says when he talked about Brock Purdy, how good he was and how much we love him and we want him. He said all that, and then he said with the combination of the coach and the team. Now, I don't know where y'all from. Where I'm from is, okay, well, why is he good?
Yeah.
Because I'm good because I'm good. I don't need this great. I'm just a good player.
That's a great point.
So hold on. So when we talk about him as a player, it's like we never can just stop with this Brock.
Yeah.
It's all the other things. And the last point is, and if you're going to be good because of your team, because people love to say about Jalen Hurts, well, he got the best team, and I hear that he does. Mm-hmm. You know one thing about Jalen Hurts? He going to win you a Super Bowl.
That's true.
So hold on real quick. So the team can take you there and all that. Are you going to bring it home?
Yeah.
Because one dude did and one dude we talk about he should have.
Yeah.
And them teams is going, Chase. They going.
And that's awesome. And that owner was talking. And it's his team. He can talk. You know what else that owner did? He signed a check yesterday for $181 million, and he just deposited it in the bank and said, how's this?
And you know what?
Rob Purdy's laughing to the bank with that. And it's a leverage play when he was saying that because he knows. He knows how important Brock Purdy is to that organization.
You can find Brock Purdy anywhere.
If they could have found him anywhere, then they would have. He was mystery relevant in the 7th round, and now he's one of the highest paid in a perfect position as a quarterback.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to. So what we can't do though,
he wrote the check.
But I'm saying like
he wrote the check.
Last thing, real quick, James, can we do this? Because like
I don't want to get on.
I don't want to like we acting like money makes you like good like that. Because there's a lot of guys that get paid a lot of money that haven't done anything.
True facts.
So let's not, in all sports, not just football. Mm-hmm. So can we just, for 1 second for the viewers, let's not let them see like, oh, well, you got this money, that means you are like legit. No, that don't mean that. Mm-hmm. That means there's a market that people pay in, right? Am I lying here?
You're lying, you're not.
Okay, all right, let's not.
Speaking of being legit, there are 4 legit players left in the NBA, super legit dudes, and we got to talk about all of them. The NBA matchups are set.
Don't fall over there.
Conference Finals. You got the Knicks, baby, and you got the Thunder. You got the Thunder facing off against the T-Wolves. You got the Knicks. They're facing off against the Pacers. What I find so fascinating, and if you remember nothing else, up here now with NBA analyst extraordinaire Rick Bucher, the Knicks, they have not won a championship since 1973. It is hard for me to do that math off the top of my head, but I would suggest something like 52 or so years. Meanwhile, Slick,
good.
The Pacers, the T-Wolves, never, Thunder, ever won a championship. So you got a Knicks team that hasn't won it in 52 years. You got the Pacers, the T-Wolves, the Thunder. They haven't won one at all. Just first, quickly, before we dive into the details of the matchup, educate the viewer on the landscape of where we are. All these teams, some unsung teams. What do you make of the Eastern and the Western Conference Finals picture? Talk about it.
wide open.
Okay.
That's what it is. Because history-wise, okay, so the Knicks have been there and these other three franchises haven't. But as constituted, none of them have been to the finals.
Yeah.
Not one of these teams has any finals experience as they are currently constituted.
Yeah.
So that leaves it wide open in terms of the experience factor. And then there's simply in terms of the matchups. How are these teams going to match up? We have so many unproven pieces, starting with the 4 stars, the four closers. Like,
let's hang there for a moment. Let's hang there for a moment. Colvin, can I look at the 4 stars behind us? You got Jalen Brunson, you got Halliburton, you got Shea, you got Ant-Man Slick. You sent me a text last night. I love our conversations off camera, even better than our on-camera conversations, but I want to bring you, the viewer, into our off-camera conversation. You sent me a text I found most intriguing.
Yeah.
You said each one of these stars has a flaw in their game.
Yes.
I said, wait a second. What flaw does Shea have? Very quickly, what are the flaws in the games that you suggest are the difference for these players?
Well, let's start over here with Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
First of all, it's just his physical size.
Okay.
In terms of a guy who's going to be the point guard or playmaker and your go-to scorer at 6 feet, 195 pounds. We've never seen a guy with that physical limitation win a championship. So he's going to have to defy that. I know there's Isaiah Thomas out there. He was a different cat, trust me. Then we go to Ty Halliburton.
Yep.
Is he a scorer? Is he going to be a scorer? Sometimes we see him, he's pure playmaker. Sometimes we need a bucket from him. He goes and gets it against Giannis. Sometimes he's deferring. I don't know exactly what Ty Halliburton is and which one I'm going to get.
Yep.
Ant Edwards, again, he said it. Sometimes I can't tell what the defense is doing.
Yeah.
That in itself makes me shaky. And then we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who probably, in terms of what you want, in terms of a guy who is with a team that understands what his role is, you never see him defer. He's always trying to get to where he needs to get to. He has the physicality and the size and the athleticism to get the job done. It's just a matter of, has his game evolved enough? And does he understand the pieces that he has around him to ultimately get the deal done? So I trust Jalen Brunson the most.
Okay.
It's the reason that he was the clutch player of the year.
Yep.
Because I know that he's going to get to his spots, and I know he's going to get the shot, right?
Let's focus now on the West if we can. These two here, Shea, Ant-Man. If you look at that series in totality, I believe that the T-Wolves have enough talent to win the series.
Yep.
I don't know that the T-Wolves have the IQ to win the series. What I mean by that, when you roll the T-Wolves starting lineup out there, you got Gobert sitting there 7'2", a giant rim protector, defensive player of the year a couple times. You got Edwards, playing baby Randolph. I was thinking about Zach Randolph because of his game. Julius Randle.
Yep.
He has really matured into
Very much so.
a full-grown German Shepherd out there.
Yep.
You got McDaniels, you got Ant, and then you got the seasoned veteran in Conley.
Yep.
They don't really have much
Nas Reed coming off the bench.
Nas coming off the bench.
They got it all.
Even Chenzo.
No. They got it all. In terms of pure talent, the Minnesota Timberwolves, I could make a case, are the most talented remaining team. They have all of the pieces. They can play big or small. Ant Edwards can be that star, right? He has the capability. But I think two things are working against them. One, the basketball IQ. They just don't always play smart, and they don't play 48 minutes hard. And I think the other thing that's going against them is they play two relatively easy teams to get through. They think they're playing high-level basketball right now. They haven't played high-level basketball. The Denver Nuggets did the Oklahoma City Thunder a great favor. Oklahoma City Thunder had to grow up in this series in order to get this done. They had to face some things that they haven't had to face in the playoffs before, and they ultimately accomplished it, and that's why I like the Thunder.
Let's move quickly then to the other series in the East.
Yep.
Hallie, I think he's put his team on his back, fully. He's had a couple different game winners. He took Giannis to the cup, game winner. He hit 5 consecutive threes when his team was trailing the Cavs. I believe it was in game 5. Those 5 consecutive threes cut a lead that was at 17 points down to 2 points. Now they went to the locker room trailing 53-51, ultimately clinched that game and that series in Cleveland. Halliburton has grown up and matured before our eyes. Meanwhile, Brunson, that's a different type of beast.
Sure.
I think the Knicks are a more talented team when OG steps up and plays like he's been playing. I think the Knicks are a more talented team when Mikal Bridges shows his offensive bag. But who do you think has the advantage early on?
I'm going to give it to the Knicks because, again, I think that they've had to go through a tougher road in terms of the Pistons really made them fight, and obviously the Celtics defending champs. It means something when you knock off the defending champs. All that said, I think that there are a ton of guys with Indiana that we're sleeping on. I don't think we give Andrew Nembhard nearly the necessary respect. Aaron Nesmith. They got a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
Of dogs over there like Halliburton that have been underrated.
Here's what's hard to me about the Pacers is they are a sum of their parts as opposed to a dominant individual.
Yep.
You never know who's going to go off for the Pacers.
True.
Is it going to be Siakam?
Yep.
Is it going to be Hallie?
Yep.
Is it going to be Miles Turner?
Yep.
Whereas you know when the Knicks step on the court,
Yep.
it's going to be Brunson, it's going to be Cat, and it might be OG, but more often than not, it's Brunson or it's Cat. You know who you're getting and what you're getting from them.
And if there was any other coach running the Indiana Pacers other than Rick Carlisle, I would be more nervous about that. But one of the things that Rick Carlisle has always been able to do, he's one of those rare coaches, he finds the guy and he puts him in his sweet spot. And if he can do that consistently through this series, we could get an upset.
If I am not mistaken, Rick Carlisle with the Dallas Mavericks won that championship, 2011.
Correct. Yep.
And you are right. If those that remember historians basketball, if I may suggest 2011 was history, Jason Terry. He led the Mavericks in scoring for a couple of those games against the Miami Heat. Dirk Nowitzki was always Dirk Nowitzki, but remember, it was Jason the Jet Terry that Carlisle said, you know what? I'm going to feed you right now. You got the hot hand. You take us to the promised land. And Dirk, he did what Dirk does.
Exactly right. No, they had a number of contributing players that we didn't give a whole lot of credit to, and Rick Carlisle found a way to make the most out of it.
I cannot wait. So much more to talk about regarding this, but from the NBA to the WNBA, no more polarizing discussion in the world of sports than after this moment right here. Caitlin Clark gets charged with a flagrant foul. Angel Reese, she gets up and lets her know, hey, you ain't gonna hit me like that. Do we have an issue with the reaction to the foul or the foul itself? Drama already brewing. Game 1 in the W. Let's talk about it. Y'all know we going there in the facility. Don't forget, check us out every.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Business owners, meet Progressive Insurance. They make it easy to get discounts on commercial auto insurance and find coverages to grow with your business. Quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Buckle up, beautiful people. There was a foul yesterday heard around the world. Caitlin Clark said she was going for the ball, got the ball. The refs upgraded. They called it a flagrant. Angel Reese, she gets up, and she lets Caitlin Clark know, hey, I'm not going to be having that. Remember, this competitive partnership, rather, goes back to college. Hear from us.
We watch a lot of basketball. It's a take foul to put them at the free throw line or rather give up 2 points. You know, I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. That's exactly what it was. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. That's not the type of player I am. So, this wasn't anything like that. And I went for the ball, and that's clear as day in the replay. You watch it. You know, it shouldn't have been upgraded.
Angel, can you take us through the flagrant foul from your perspective? Just what you saw in that play, how you interpreted what happened?
Basketball play, refs got it right. No more.
Basketball play, refs got it right. Move on. Angel Reese says, hey, we can't move on yet until obviously we do our job and completely deliberate your reaction and everybody else's reaction on national television. It's been the most polarizing conversation in all of sports over the last 24 hours rather. Angel Reese, many would suggest that she overreacted, but Slick, do you have an issue with Angel Reese's reaction to Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul?
Yes, and I have an issue with the way she reacted. I have an issue with the way it's being handled by her, by the Chicago Sky, everybody involved. I have a problem with it being called a flagrant foul. It's a take foul. It's an understandable. First of all, can we give the whole picture? The only reason Angel gets the ball is because she shoves Aaliyah Boston in the back. And Caitlin sees that, and she's like, you know what? You're not getting a bucket off of that. I'm going to put you on the free throw line. And Angel acts as if, wait a minute, you're getting your butt kicked. Let's settle down. You're getting your butt kicked right now. It was a take foul. You're going to the free throw line to shoot some free throws. Can we just stop? What are we doing here? It's a basketball play. And to your point, it's now become the most inflammatory thing that's ever happened in basketball. What are we doing? Yeah. It's a simple and she said it's a simple basketball play, except obviously somebody gave her that line, can't take any more questions. I'm still hot afterward. I don't understand. Well, I do understand why it's become such a big deal. But if you're just asking me to diagnose and assess that play, it was a simple basketball play. You put that in the NBA, you think guys are getting ready to swing and fight?
Yeah.
Hell no.
I think
go to the free throw line.
Well, first of all, Slick, and we normally agree. I disagree with everything, like everything you said, other than like
it's gonna be a good show.
Hello today. You said hello today. Right? Everything you said, good morning, hello. I was cool with that. Everything else, like. So first of all, I do not have a problem with it. Let me tell you why. These women, right? I know they women. I know they got long hair. I know all that. They got lashes on. They look nice. I'm get all that. They are warriors. The same way you look at NFL players, the same way you look at NBA basketball players. There's certain fouls in the NBA where they don't look like much. Yeah. Brother get up hot, right? And you, me, him, her, we can't tell a person how you should feel when you get fouled. First of all, they was losing. Let's get that part.
No, they weren't losing. They were getting their butt kicked.
Even better. You losing, you upset. Okay? Things ain't going your way, right? Maybe I'm not getting the ball. Anything can happen. But when you in the heat of a game, no matter who it is, a person can't tell you how you should feel. It's reactions. There's times where something in the game happens, I'm pissed off, and I look at it and say, I was tripping. But when your mindset is to go out there and ball, to be aggressive, right? To never back down, and the person I'm going gets, I don't know if it's real beef, but it's some basketball competitive tension there. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And if it wasn't Caitlin that fouled him, anybody else that fouled her a certain way, she might get upset. And there's nothing wrong with that because you see it in basketball too.
Wait a minute. You're saying that if it had been anybody else fouling her, she would have reacted the exact same way.
What I'm saying is, now maybe that might have something more to do with it, but I'm saying if you foul me a certain way, I don't care who it is. It could be my best friend or somebody I don't like. That's anybody in sports.
No. You are ignoring the history of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
But what I'm telling you, Slick, is this. If you foul me a certain way, I could be training with you on an off season.
Okay.
Hold on real quick.
So if I had fouled you that way, would you be upset?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're sitting here on a desk looking at the game. If you're in the game, right, and the game's not going well, and I'm not playing well, and I feel like you fouled me a certain way, I can react the way I want to. Nobody can tell the player, the gladiator that's in the ring, how you should feel on any sport. So that's one part of it. Do you agree? You get what I'm saying? Because you're making that face.
No, I know. Keep going.
Okay, all right, that's one part of it. The second part of it is, now maybe, Caitlin might be stirred up a little bit because who the person is. But what I'm saying, when you foul me a certain way, I can react. It's in the NBA, we don't make a big deal about it because, okay, if I'm upset, I might get in your face. But I guess because it's these two, it's a big deal. And what I'm saying is not. I'm just saying if you foul me a certain way when my mindset is in the game, the heat of the moment, right? And I think maybe Caitlin, she feels how she feels. Angel feels how she feels. When you probably watch it, you might feel differently. But when you're in the heat of the battle in the game, the crowd's loud, everything's going up, your blood's rushing, and you foul me a certain way, I'm pissed. And how I handle it doesn't matter because we are gladiators. I love what happened. I love it.
Really quick, though. So, first off, I agree with a little bit of what Slick is saying.
Oh, you look, because I was none of you. Okay, cool. It makes sense, though.
Number one, right? All of us sitting up here on this desk right now is somebody we got in our head right now. I wish they would found me. Hey, they could have did something to your homeboy. I remember.
I'll be waiting for them to try me.
So let's not act like it's not bad blood between them. It's bad blood between them. Whose ever side you on. Whether you on Angel's side, whether you on Caitlin's side, however it started, whatever it is, it's bad blood between the both of them. So it's not just a regular foul.
Agreed.
If this was Angel Wilson fouling Angel Reese, she does not react like that. But they don't have this tension and this beef. I don't really rock with you like that. And that was aggressive. I have no problem with the way Angel Reese responded in this situation at all because of who fouled her and because of the situation that they have already been in. We already know. Why do you think people tuned into this game?
But do you have a problem with the way that Caitlin Clark fouled?
No. It is a good take foul. I don't have a problem with that at all, neither. That's why I said I agree with a little bit what you're saying, because I don't have a problem with that. But I do not mind at all the way Angel Reese responded. You said you have a problem with the way she responded. I don't, because I know the tension. If I'm on the basketball court right now and I know Shady don't rock with a dude and Shady my home and he fouled, it's a different reaction because I know the situation.
Let me chime in,
So
Jay.
it's beef.
Let me chime in.
Basketball, dog. I'm ready to listen to you, dog.
I got no issue with how Angel Reese reacted.
Okay.
But it's objectively clear she did overreact. I got an issue with everybody overreacting to Angel Reese's overreaction. I'll tell you that much. Everybody overreacting to Angel's overreaction. I got no issue with how Angel reacted. But she overreacted. We know she overreacted because she knows she overreacted. Because what she say after the game? She said, basketball play, it was a good foul, move on. Every now and then you go back and you rewatch or you rehear or you revisit a situation and you say, you know what? I probably did a little too much, which is exactly what Angel did. Now, Shady hit the nail on the head. In war, in combat, in sports, you do not know how your emotions are going to rise. At the point, it was a 13-point game. Angel probably to that point probably wasn't playing the type of game that she felt like this guy should have been playing. So she was ready. I tell this story all the time. It was my senior year in college. First day of practice, like the first game here, I get into an all-out brawl with our starting center, Davis Snow, 6'4", 300 pounds from Gilmer, Texas. You don't even know where Gilmer is, just a country. I start swinging on him. He's swinging at me. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm swinging at him. I think he held me, threw me to the ground. I go back, I watch the tape. We ran a safety blitz. Safety tripped over me because I was blitzing before the safety. Next thing you know, I'm swinging on the center, thinking the center threw me to the ground. It was my own teammate that threw me to the ground. Angel, in the heat of the moment, probably thinking to herself, that foul was a little aggressive. Afterwards, we know, because she said, basketball play. Okay. Good foul. Move on. I got no issue with Angel's reaction. It was an overreaction, but everybody else overreacting to the overreaction.
You know what? You guys make great points, and you've pulled me in your direction.
Thank you.
Here's my problem. She, first of all, that was inauthentic after the game. She might have said it.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way she said it. She ain't feeling it, right? Right?
See her in the hallways going down.
It's not over. And so, and perhaps what colors me is her saying and has consistently said, I don't have a problem with Caitlin Clark. Like we're not enemies or any of that. Come on, man. Like that, all the reasons
on
that you're giving me.
Too, though.
No. I will say the issue that I have is Caitlin. If you take that foul and then you stare her down and then she comes at you, you turn your back, that ain't looking right either, right? I got an issue with that. But all that said, don't tell me that there's not already, like your explanation was, I got somebody, if they come and foul me, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. Angel Reese keeps trying to tell me, there's no reason. There's no reason to go, right? And then tell me afterward, there's no reason to go. But the way you're telling me there's reason to go.
But Slick, wait a minute. Like, I actually like what she did though because I feel like Angel. I feel like last year she had a whole drawn conversation at the media, at the Post, right? Oh no, I feel like she's grown up a little bit. Like even when she talks about, Alec is only one. Well, she said it before. Alec was one person that really elevated the game of women's basketball, and it's more than one, right? But now to answer the same thing, she don't even, next question. So I feel like she's grown. So my question to you is, what you want her to say? She fouled me, I ain't like how the way the girl fouled me and I got up like I ain't like it.
Yeah.
Like we do in sports. Okay, right. And then hold on, and then after it was over, they asked her to get the podium, she said, yo, it was a good foul, refs got it right, move on. What else was she wanted to say? Like, yo, I don't like her.
I like it.
Okay, and address him, let me address him. I'm talking about, how you gonna tell this girl she overreacted?
She did.
She admitted she overreacted.
How she made, what she say?
Afterwards, when she said it was a basketball play, normal play, move on. She admitted it.
Did she act like it was?
That's your coach and the media saying,
yes. If you piss me off a certain way and I don't want to talk about it, I'm going to say that. She said 6 words and then moved on.
Here's how. Because now, see, I thought we was here too far. I thought we was here too far.
Keep thinking.
Think about it for a moment, Jay. If it was a good basketball play, viewers at home. If it was a clean basketball play, viewers at home, then there's no need to react like that. Right. You react like that to something dirty. You feel me?
No,
hold on for a moment. Culver, run the play, please. Run the play. Look at what she says after. Forget how she reacted.
What she said.
Look at her. I want to make sure the viewers know what she said. When it gets to that tight shot, y'all. When it gets to that tight shot, hold on, y'all gonna see it from another angle.
I already know what she said.
I heard what she said.
Here we go.
And I'm with you.
Nice flop, by the way.
So once she gets up, she looks at her and she says, "Who the?"
Yes.
She says some things.
That's right.
What the F is wrong with you?
That's right.
If somebody fouls you normally, Why would you say what the F is wrong with you for committing a normal basketball foul? So the reason I'm suggesting, the real reason landing plane, please prepare for landing, put up your seatbelts. The reason I'm suggesting it was a overreaction is because you wouldn't say what the F is wrong with you to somebody who fouls you normally.
But that's what that's what you thought when you seen that. You didn't get fouled, dog. You don't know how she felt. She felt you might have really fouled me a certain way.
But if it was a normal, non-flagrant, if it was a normal foul, then why would you say what? If I tackle you, Shady, if I tackle you regular, Shady in the hole, boom, tackle him. What the F wrong with you? What you mean what the F wrong? I tackled you. I did my job. I tackled you. You run the ball. You get paid to run. I get paid to tackle.
Wait, hold on. So she fouled her, right? And she probably thought the foul was a little aggressive. Yep. That's why she got up like that. That was her reaction. So what part are you saying it was a regular foul? When she said the podium?
Yes.
So we taking what she said at the podium, like, oh my God, that's what it is at the podium? Forget all that. Hold on, no. You've been at the podium. There's stuff that happened, and I say this, and I move on. Yes. You think that's how I really feel?
No.
I'm asking you that.
To a degree. To your point, no. But we've all agreed it was a regular foul.
I don't agree with that.
Oh, so you don't think it was a basketball play?
That's what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is, me and everybody up here can't tell Angel Reese how she should feel when she got fouled.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so when she got up upset and I'm pissed off, and what the F is wrong with you, girl?
Let me say this.
Go ahead,
Come on now. Come on.
Go ahead, James.
What everybody is beating around the bush about is they don't like each other.
Yep.
They don't.
And that color.
Kevin Durant don't like you.
It's true.
If you fouled that man like that in a pickup game, his reaction is going to be something like that, not because it was a foul, because he don't like you. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese don't like each other, and they happen to play basketball, and they're on opposite teams playing against each other. It was not just a regular foul, it was a little aggressive take foul. I don't like you, though, even if it was this. I don't like.
Right.
What you touching me for?
Right.
I don't like. That's what it was.
But, okay, so to that point, hold on, James. Hold on, James.
Please don't get up here on the podium, Angel, and make it bigger than it is. Got you, coach.
Okay.
Hey, listen,
Got you, coach. But to that point, because James just said it beautifully, take the jib because I need y'all to see. James did this. If James don't like Slick and James does this, then Slick might overreact. So my suggestion is this. It was an overreaction.
But it ain't an overreaction because Slick know I don't like you. Why you touching me,
But if you push me like that, James, I'm not going to react in such a manner because it doesn't dictate that reaction.
With you.
So it's an overreaction.
No, it ain't because I don't like you.
It blows my mind that y'all can sit up and like you don't like me, but there's no way you can tell me how I should feel. If you hit me late, and maybe to the world, it wasn't that big. Yo, don't, you better not do it. And that's how I feel. So when she got up like that, because we see it all the time in NBA, I'm like, man, that wasn't even a hard foul. But to him,
Shady,
it might have been a hard foul.
Shady,
what's up?
So then don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'll give you that, but then don't tell me. No, we're cool.
I agree with that, 100%.
No. You can't have both. You cannot have both.
They don't like each other. That's okay. There's players in the pros.
They like each other. They don't say it. I mean, because it's like,
you ain't got to say it.
Dylan Brooks and Draymond Green, they say it.
Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas. He never thought to say I was gonna like him. He just said, well, you know. They know what's beef there.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. They ain't gotta say it. We know. We know. It's all good.
Hey,
we know.
when we return, what we don't yet know is who the next face of the NBA is. But if Ant-Man leads the season past the Western Conference Finals, is he officially the face of the NBA? Somebody get me some water. I gotta recover from that conversation. And James, don't push me no more.
You know what I'm saying?
Experience a progressive lens engineered with AI from Essilor. Powered by individual measurements of your visual behavior, a lens personalized to you by an Essilor expert. Discover Verilux XR Track and enjoy instantly sharp vision in motion and seamless transitions from near to far. Find your local Essilor expert today at Essilor.com.
Yo, what a show. It's the facility on a Monday, beautiful people. Hey, Ant-Man, he has a game tomorrow night. It's the conference finals. He's in there. Remember, last year, in historic fashion, you could suggest, he knocked out Kevin Durant and Jokic en route to the conference finals. This year, he knocked out LeBron James and, dare I say, Steph Curry, albeit the Warriors didn't have Steph Curry.
Say Draymond or Jimmy. Don't say Steph Curry.
Steve Kerr. He knocked out Steve Kerr.
There you go.
So Ant has been on this rapidly ascending trajectory, trying to become the next face of the NBA. James, if you look at the playoff picture this year, there's no LeBron left. Yeah. There's no Steph left. There's no Giannis left. There's no KD left. There's no old guard left. It's Brunson. It's Hallie. It's Shea. It's Ant. The face of the NBA is up for the taking, viewers at home. And Ant-Man appears in line to take it. Is Ant the next face of the NBA if he wins this series?
Absolutely. I said about a month ago, if he gets to the finals and how he has to get to the finals, of who he has to go through, you got to go through LeBron and Luka. You got to go through Steph Curry and Draymond and Jimmy Buckets. Even though Steph Curry got hurt, like Draymond said it best, hey, we won a championship. Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. It's part of the game. All right, it happens. And now you go through Shea and the OKC Thunder to get there. I'm telling you right now, the more people get to see Anthony Edwards play basketball on the biggest stage, my man can shoot the three. My man can jump out of the gym. My man can pass the basketball. My man defends. My man competes. Face of the NBA if he gets to the finals and let alone wins an NBA championship. I think Anthony Edwards is the face of the NBA for sure. The personality, the way he competes, the way he plays, and all that slick, Rick. I don't know who else can be.
Is it on the line? Yes, it's on the line,
yes,
because he has to win to still be in the running for it. I don't think he gets it just by winning this series, because on the other side of the equation, you have a Jalen Brunson. And for my money, while you might not think he's as dynamic as Ant, the fact of the matter is that Jalen Brunson is more of a driving force for the New York Knicks, and if he wins a championship, it's going to be awfully hard to say that Ant, simply because he got to the finals, is the face over Brunson. And it's also, the other part is, it's how you win. Because I would make the case that Julius Randle was as or more important in the last series than Ant was. So I'm having a hard time, crediting him for all of these legends that he's supposedly knocked off along the way, whether it's KD or it's LeBron or it's whoever you want to say was representing the Warriors at the time. But
that's my thing, though. He got all the commercials. I mean, Brunson got one commercial, but it's all his Villa Nova home. You know what I'm saying? Like Anthony Edwards is singing Fantasia and all that on all these Adidas commercials, and you can say his team's not winning because of him, and all we know is Ant over there, really. All we talking about.
I just want to make sure,
Jalen Brunson is going to be
because right now the playoffs,
and I love Brunson.
See, everybody loves Ant-Man. It's like it's hard not to love Ant-Man. Of course. Every time you hear him talk, they say like he brights up the room with his personality. So that's one part. But probably my favorite player today, right now, in the playoffs, is probably Brunson, the way he plays. I just want to get this straight real quick before I even get my take. Are you saying that if they both don't win a championship, they both play well, that he plays for the New York Knicks, that he would be more of a face of the...
No, I don't know that we have one right now. I think it's up for grabs.
Okay.
And I think that Jalen Brunson has as much of an opportunity to be the face of the league as Ant does.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with that. All right, and I'm going to say this because I love Brunson.
You still only agreed with the hello this morning. That's it.
You know what? Me and Slick be like, here. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, Slick over here today? I'll be happy. Like, okay, cool. But today...
I took a week off, man.
You need to get back. You have to carry hamstring. Real quick. So I'm going to say no for the question. No, he's 23 years old, though. He got a lot of time, okay? Yeah. I mean, just think about this. To be the face of the league at 23, 24, that's hard to do. Yeah. So he got time if he don't happen. But I'll tell you, he on his way, though.
Man.
Everything that you want a superstar at face of the league to be off the court, he is that, okay? You talk about his look, his personality, the way he smiles, the way he talks, his swagger, the culture part he has, the commercials, everything you want. If I'm a big corporation and I'm trying to get part of the NBA and I'm looking for a young player to go out there and get to advertise my company, if it's Coca-Cola, if it's Sprite, because he's on Sprite now, I'm going to get Ant-Man. I'm not going to get no Brunson. You'll get Halliburton. What are you going to go get? You're going to go get Ant-Man. Because everybody can relate to Ant-Man. That's number one. Number two is he played the game.
Man.
Brunson going to get you 35 points.
Yes, he is.
And so can Ant-Man. The difference is it's going to look different.
A whole lot.
I'm in some step-back tray balls. I'm in some Euro dunk on you. I'm going to play some defense in your face, steal the ball, dunk. I'm going to be an entertainer. I'm going to talk to the crowd. I'm going to show you some signs. I'm going to do all that because that's who Ant-Man is. Brunson going to give you your 35 because this is New York. It's a big thing.
Of course.
But when you talk about a superstar on and off the court that appeals to everybody, if you got kids and all that, you go there and you try to buy some sneakers. I don't know if they have Brunsons. They got Ant-Mans. And it's a long line to get them.
But here's where I'm with Slick. A large part is like the way Shady talks about Ant-Man is the way I tune in to watch Ant-Man. But when I tune in to watch Ant-Man, based on how Shady talks about Ant-Man, I don't see the Ant-Man consistently that Shady's talking about. And that's the dilemma, right? Like, I love Ant-Man, but truly I still love LeBron, I still love Steph, I love Giannis. So I watch them with a different affinity than I watch Ant-Man. But sitting next to Shady every day, the way he talks about Ant-Man, I'm like, let's see it.
Let's see it.
But the dilemma, when I turn it on, far too often, he's not the brightest star. Like, Julius Randle, I would suggest outplayed Ant-Man in 3 for sure, if not 4 of the 5 games. Ant-Man, closeout game. A closeout game is where you make your mark. Lakers, closeout game. Luka's on the court, LeBron's on the court, Ant, you on the court. Close out the Lakers. Ant went 0 for 11 en route to having the most mundane game of the entirety of that series. Not to suggest you can't have a bad game. Of course you can. But at this point in time, I think we've seen the T-Wolves play 5+5. I think we've seen the T-Wolves play 10 games at this point in time. I think Ant-Man has shined bright in 2 of them. He dropped a 43-point crazy game. He had that 30-point game when he said Kuminga dunked on him, and so then he turned.
The 38-point game?
38?
Okay.
30-some-odd point game, like Shady suggested. When I turn on Ant, I would hope to see what I saw from Spidey Mitchell from Ant. Like, every time you turn him on, you know you're about to get 43. You know you're about to get 35. You know you're about to get some defense. You know you're about to get this. You know you're about to get that. But when I turn on Ant, and for whatever reason, I'm not suggesting Ant's not allowed to have bad games again. Remember, he had a foot injury against the Warriors, if I'm not mistaken, an ankle injury against the Warriors, against the Lakers. Maybe it was just a bad game. I'm just waiting to see the person that Shady described.
Did you see, man? Did you see? So you see him shooting threes? You see him dunking on cats?
Yes.
You see him how the game plan is for him, and Julius Randle's playing well. But yo, a lot of great players have good supporting cast. That's how it works. That's how the NBA works. That's how it works. I just don't, real quick, I just don't want to take that from him. Another thing is when he's not playing well offensively, you see him on defense. Did you see him in LeBron James' face? I ain't see nobody ever been in the King's face. You see him in his face? Did you see that? Another thing is, off the court, when you have a press conference, right? Like, some guys get up there and they just say whatever. That's not him. Yeah. I think when we talk about the face of the league, you're only talking about this basketball. And with him, he's not just a basketball player. He's an entertainer. And everything about Ant-Man, people just love for him. So I disagree. And he's only 23. He's gonna get better.
And not only that, the face of the NBA is not talking to Slick and Emmanuel Acho that breaks down the game of basketball. It's talking to the James and Jordan Joneses, the little kids and all that type stuff is out there.
But it's also talking
all these people.
It's also talking to corporate sponsors.
That too, and all of them know Ant. That's why he got all these corporate commercials.
That's why he dunks and burps with Sprite.
We got to get back to the massive news of the NFL that was Brock Purdy's $265 million deal with the $181 million guaranteed. In case you missed this conversation in the first half of the show, it got explosive, and we revisited what does Purdy need to do to live up to the deal.
Impact confirmed. The Slayer has been activated.
Demonic threat level increasing.
Hold the line!
All the power of hell cowering before one man.
id Software presents Doom, The Dark Ages. Available now on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Rated M for mature.
Brock Purdy, he already got the bag. We were waiting on him to get it. And now, what everybody has been waiting for, it's finally been accomplished. Brock Purdy, $265 million, 181 guaranteed, roughly $53 million per year. We've been waiting for it, and it's here. Purdy, congratulations. Yeah. But quarterback, you've been studying not only Brock's contract with a very scrutinous eye, all quarterback contracts. What does Purdy need to do to live up to this $181 million guaranteed payday?
How much? $181 million?
A lot of money.
He got paid, man.
Favor ain't fair.
Yeah, man. That's unbelievable. For me, it's just keep doing what you're doing. Because if you're looking at the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the league, other than really Jalen Hurts, Purdy's done just as much as anyone else. He's taken his team to a Super Bowl. He's taken his team to 2 conference championship games. Now he hasn't won a Super Bowl, right? But he's only entering his really 3rd full year starting. So I think this is a deal. Like, you look at Purdy and you put him with like Burrow and Jared Goff in the top part of that. They've done about the same thing. Now on the field, you're going to say Joe Burrow obviously has more talent. Jared Goff, played pretty well. For me, it's like as a quarterback, you got to get this team to a perennial playoff contender.
Yeah.
And it's hard for anyone. There's like 3 or 4 guys that I would say that are like, they can carry any team, no matter what. And that's like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and sometimes Joe Burrow when he's healthy. Now, he's missed back-to-back playoff games, so I get that. But with Purdy, it's going to be a good litmus test this year because he doesn't have the same talent that they had last year. Not even close. Defensively, I think they'll be better because Robert Saleh is back schematically. They went out, they signed 18 rookies. They're going to be counting on a lot of younger players for that team to step up. So when you get a contract like this, and Shady, I tend to agree with you on this, there's a lot more pressure on you to perform. And you're going to be under a microscope more. When we come up here and we're breaking down 49ers games, only if they win, because, bang, bang, Niner game, macho. We're going to be saying, hey, what did Brock do or what did he not do? Did they win in spite of him or did they win because of him? And I think those are all fair questions. And he sort of entered this next level of his career because, let's be honest, no one was breaking down Brock Purdy film coming out of the draft.
Yeah, not at all.
And I love James's point, and I'm going to sort of steal it here, James, but he sort of saved their jobs.
Yeah.
Like, they drafted Trey Lance in the top 3.
Yeah.
And without Brock Purdy, they wouldn't be where they are right now. I mean, Brock Purdy's rookie year, he was number 3, and he led the team to an NFC championship game his last 5 starts of the year. So for me, just continue to do what you do, and if you can win a Super Bowl, that'd be great too.
Yeah.
Which one?
I'll go. Which one? I mean, it's simple for me, right? Just because you got the money and you see $100 million, $81 million up there guaranteed, it doesn't change for me. I'm not expecting Brock Purdy to go out there and save this whole 49ers franchise and look like a whole elite quarterback. Just do your job, bruh, right? Do your job within the scheme, right? We praise you because you are phenomenal in Kyle Shanahan's scheme. Continue to do your job. Do not try to go out there and be Lamar Jackson and be Josh Allen and be these all-pro superstar players because I don't necessarily know if that's in there. I hope it's in there, but I don't know if that's in there. So just be you and win games. I'll never forget when I was in college, right? We had a drop chart. And if you dropped the ball, you had to put a certain amount in a pot and all that type stuff, right? And I'll never forget, I would go up and, contested catch 50-50, and I would drop it. And I would come in there the next morning, and my coach would have a drop on there. And I'm like, yeah, I could have made it. And then there would be another dude that would go in there and drop the 50-50 contested passes.
Jerry Nelson?
And, no, this college. And they wouldn't get a drop. And I say, hey, coach, same play I had the other day.
Oh, you one of them players. Wow.
He not get a drop. He said, I don't think he can make that play. I think you can. So I'm going to count that as a drop for you. So that's kind of how I'm going to grade Brock Purdy.
Higher standard.
I'm not going to put you up there with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the money.
Okay.
I'm going off the player. I'm not going to put you up there. No, you crazy. I ain't going to put you up there because you ain't showed me that yet. So just do your job and help your team win game.
I'll keep it quick. I think Brock Purdy has to do 3 things. His obligations, he has to do 3 things. He has to objectively maintain top 12 quarterback status. The reason I say top 12 quarterback status is because if you're a top 12 quarterback, some people see you as top 8, some top 7, and some people see you as 12. Maintain top 12 quarterback status. Hover in there. Go ahead, really quick.
What does that mean?
That means that if you're in a conversation with football minds like at this desk, we would all unanimously agree he's top 12. Now, I might suggest Brock is top 8. You might suggest Brock is top 10. But as long as we can all unanimously agree, like we unanimously agree on Dak Prescott, he's top 12. Some might say, well, Dak's not good enough to do this. Some might say he is good enough to do that. But on the field, unanimously be a top 12 quarterback. Number 2, get back to a championship game. It doesn't have to be the Super Bowl. It can be an NFC championship game. Get back to a championship game. And then number 3, don't be the reason your team loses. Last year, the team lost a lot. Like Chase alluded to, the Niners lost a lot. But Brock wasn't the reason the Niners lost. So just don't be the reason your team loses. And I'm going to steal from Chase, who stole from James earlier. Stealing from Chase is this, though stealing a different point. Buy a lotto ticket. My coach would always say, you can't win the lotto unless you buy a ticket.
True facts.
Buy the Niners a lotto ticket every year. Buy him a ticket to the playoffs. Chase said it. Make sure you are a perennial playoff team. So long as you get to the playoffs, ask the New York Giants. You got a shot to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ask Eli Manning. You can be 9-7 in this day and age, 10-7. Just make sure, Brock Purdy, you purchase the Niners a lotto ticket every single year. That's the ticket to the playoffs. Whatever happens, happens.
So he's paid top 7.
I knew you were going here.
And you're saying that you wanted to play like top 12. Top 12. Okay, cool. All right. Let me answer the question, right? Imagine that, though. It's shady. Yo, we're going to pay you top 3, but, yo, as long as you play as a top 12, you good.
Percentage of salary cap, so you're right on right there.
That's what we paid you.
Real quick, before I go to my take, this here what we saying. We pay all this money, but we saying, yo, we going to pay you top 7 money, dog. Yeah. But all you got to do to be successful is be a top 12 player.
Because that's what he showed us, though, Shady.
All right, but hold up, man.
You showed us top 3. You can't go down to top 12.
Listen. I'm paying you for your services.
Yes.
Okay? So I'm paying you top 7. I want that. But that's cool. We all see things differently. Cool. Let me get to my take. Question, what can Brock Purdy, what's he need to do to live up to his contract?
You got to do.
Nothing. There's nothing he can do. Let me break that down. Because he won't live up to this contract. Let me tell you why he won't live up to this contract. Jalen Hurts. Everybody wants to talk about Jalen Hurts, his success as his team. Got the best offensive line in football. Got the best running back. Got the best wide receivers. Got the best defense, right? So I give you all that. Cool. You give me a championship, okay? So now when you making all this money you make, you get all this attention, you at the Met Gala, you everywhere. You bigger than life right now. You with everybody, okay? But I could actually say, you know what? Well, we gave him all this money. He gave a championship. It makes sense, right? True. If Jalen Hurts don't go back to Super Bowl ever again, and this looks good, it looks like a top 12 or 13 player.
It's worth it.
He won a championship. It makes sense.
He won a chip.
Now let's take this thing to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's paid top 7 top money right now, right? A lot of money. 181 guaranteed, you said?
181.
That's a lot of money, dog. So now when we talk about Brock Purdy, myself, with most of you guys, the owner, he says, Brock is a really, really good player. We love him. And you combine him with the coach, and you combine him with the team, and this is what he has, a good player. That's what the owner said. Not just him, but everybody else. The defense is not going to be the same. It won't.
True.
The offense will not be the same. It won't. Right?
True.
The days of depending on McCaffrey is so good, he's been banged up. My number 1 receiver that I'm going to go to is all pro at one time.
Gone.
He has an injury.
Oh, I thought you said gone.
Right? Brandon Ayuk. Okay? Well, I know how he's going to come back. We don't know. Kittle's getting a little older. We don't know these things, but what we do know is that if he doesn't go there and win a championship, this means nothing. Because in 3 years, he's been to a Super Bowl and 2 conference games. It would never get better than that. So, I'll say this to y'all. This contract will not be justifiable because they will not be going back to the Super Bowl no time soon. And he is not good enough player to carry a team that's not that talented.
Solid take.
And y'all can believe that.
So you don't think the 49ers, I guess it's a 6-year deal, right? 5, yeah, because rookie, 6 years.
He don't make that whole deal.
You don't think the 49ers are not a good enough team to get back regardless?
When I watched them last year and I watched them this year, no, I don't see it. I used to fear the Niners. When the Eagles just played, I'm like, yo, it's going to be a battle. You know why, Chase? A lot of great players on defense, a lot of great players on offense. Now when they're going, and now my quarterback, the quarterback was the guy that was managing the team and letting the other guys go out there. Now he's the one. I don't know if I could believe that.
Let me ask you this, though, Shady, very quickly. Obviously, we got to move very quickly. Kyle Shanahan has shown you that the names you did not know were names, Fred Warner, 3rd-round pick, George Kittle, 5th-round pick. He has shown you that names you may not have heard of can rise and become these monsters. And a quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, who at one point in time was the highest paid quarterback in football, maybe by average annual value when they initially signed him, he did it with that. To say you don't think the Niners will get back is more of an indictment on Shanahan. I would even suggest in Purdy. Knowing what you know about Shanahan, don't you think, of course, you might not know who Mustafa is right now, but he might be a name. He might be the next Hufanga. You might not know who Dee Winters is right now, but don't you think that this is what the Niners do?
It's out of his hands now. Your quarterback is making $180 million guaranteed. That's what we need to talk about. So now when we come with these game plans and I'm a coach trying to figure out this, I should have to try to figure so much out. I can get a ball to my $181 million quarterback, right?
Well, he can't do that.
But no, but see,
he should be able.
But you see where this is going. So let's say the talent is
only about 3 quarterbacks.
Because we hold up, but we love. Well, I don't know though. I don't know because I look at it real quick. Like I don't want to say that golf is like so super great. I think he's a really good player. When that defense got bad like that, I said, yo, I don't know how he gonna win like that, and he did. Defense. I mean, they're depleted. You talk about the 3rd string players. Like come on. Yeah. And they were winning games. So I hear what you're saying, but yo, that matters. all I'm saying is this, man. I think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. But now when you take him from just being part of the team and now he's the man of the team, that's the issue.
And I know you bang Niner game, but what has that got Kyle Shanahan?
No chips.
Yeah.
0.
And now the team is worse.
3 in the Super Bowl.
The team is worse and your quarterback is more highest paid. You explain that to me.
No chips.
And real quick, you want to take any, because y'all look at me like, you want to take any bets? They're not going to no more Super Bowls. That's over with.
Like in 6 years?
Whatever years, bro. Next 5 years.
I need my bets to cash out tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. You see how that is? You see how that is? You see how that is?
I play bets to cash out tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
When we return, the world has been talking nonstop about the moment you're about to see. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, the foul heard around the world. Angel Reese, she gets up. Caitlin, she gets a flagrant. Coleman, why didn't we show the foul?
Get your hands off me. Okay, Angel.
He looks mad, though, right there.
Yeah, I'll be mad.
I'd be mad, too.
Clorox Sentiva smells like lavender. Cleans like Clorox. And feels like...
All right, that could go on for a while. Experience the long-lasting freshness of Clorox Sentiva. Available in Clorox Sentiva Lavender Scented Bleach. Use as directed.
Caitlin Clark fouled Angel Reese over the weekend. It was ruled a flagrant, but Angel got up and let her know she was not with the funds and the games. Hey, what the F is wrong with you, it appears that she mouths. Caitlin Clark puts her hands up, but I don't know if she was all that innocent. Looking back at everything, the question is very simple, unless I'm tossing the sound, which I'm not. The question is simple. 2-5 is Angel Reese, because some people are suggesting that Angel hates Caitlin Clark, and they're prognosticating all of these things. Is Angel taking too much heat?
She is, though. Like, and I just, you know, because I think we're dealing with females that we look at it differently. This happens all the time in the NBA, and we don't have this much coverage on it. And there's a lot of players that don't like each other. So what? When you have elite players, right, from college now to the pros, and maybe they don't like each other. I'm not gonna say maybe they don't. They don't like each other. So what? And it's a competitive. It's like a gladiator effect. My mind is on winning, competing, right? And if you foul me a certain way, Acho, James, Rick, you can't tell her how she should feel when she got up.
No question.
She might have pissed her off the way you fouled me. And I don't even like you, so yeah, I'm even more mad. So I think she's taking way too much heat for it. If you look at this game like it was an NBA game, we would not have this type of conversation about it. As simple as that.
Agreed.
You know what? Hey, I think we're back on the same page again.
My boy! I knew he was going to come back around.
I think we might be here again. No, look, there's just too much heat around this in general, right? I mean, we're breaking down a take foul. Like it's the Zapruder film, right? Let's go step by step, right? In terms of what happened and what it means, and it becomes, this is the whole conversation around the WNBA. We're not talking about basketball.
That's right.
We're talking about a foul, and we're talking about an exchange between personalities. And for me, to your point, like how Angel reacts to it or not, look, I expect, my greatest issue is that Angel wants us to believe that there's no beef between her and Caitlin, or that she doesn't feel a certain way about Caitlin that is different from every other player. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. And so when you tell me something that I don't believe, it now makes it difficult to believe anything else that you are saying. But am I going to take issue with the fact that Angel Reese is who she is? No. And my greatest issue, and I think, Acho, you mentioned it earlier, my greatest issue is that everybody on the outside now wants to use this as an opportunity to talk about other things. They want to conflate it into a black versus white. They want to conflate it into all these different things. And I'm just looking at it as two competitive, vastly different players in the way that they play, trying to stake their claim to the same territory that is wide open when it comes to the WNBA and the sudden attention that it's receiving, and they're in battle.
That's
and
good.
so I don't have a problem with all of that.
Let me piggyback to that last point. Angel Reese is obviously and clearly taking too much heat because I believe a lot of people are using this situation as a cover for their innate vitriol and maybe their innate kind of racism or racial tension or racial misunderstanding. And now that they have been given a reason, at least a reason that they're going to try to take, which is Angel Reese reacting to Caitlin Clark's foul, now this is their opportunity to say what they always wanted to say, but they needed a mask to put on to cover up the innate whether it's racism or the innate prejudice or just the innate hate that they have for Angel Reese and the way in which she carries herself. That's my issue with all of this. A lot of individuals don't even watch the game of basketball, let alone women's basketball, but have so much to say about Angel Reese because they always wanted to say it. They just needed a reason to say it. James Jones, I was thrust into the midst of, I'm always thrust into the midst of online controversy, actually, but I was thrust into the midst of online controversy recently, and I got a DM from someone who played with me in college 11 years ago. But my backup's backup. Man, nah, this is what you get, Acho. Ha, 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 ha. I've been waiting on your demise. And I said, oh, bro, you've been waiting to send this DM. You just needed a reason. I ain't talked to you in 11 years. You've been mad at me for something I did to you 12 years ago. Maybe I made you go get me water, and I ain't heard from you since. And now that it appears that something bad has happened to me, now you've been waiting to throw this stone at me, but you just needed a reason. Angel's opponents just need a reason to now give all this vitriol and all this hate and all this poison, and they're using this as a reason, James. That's why I hate it.
Yeah, she's taking way too much heat, man. Angel Reese is a competitor. If you watch Angel Reese play other basketball teams that don't got Caitlin Clark on it, she plays the same way. Angel Reese is a dog on the basketball court. Boy, girl, it don't matter. She plays the game extremely hard and the right way. Her and Caitlin Clark have beef. They don't like each other. However you want to slice it or dice it, that's fine. It's a bunch of people in the NBA, the NFL, NHL, it does not matter, that have beef, that don't like each other. It's part of sports, to be honest with you. That's what makes sports even better, when you know it's a little animosity and these two people are about to go up against each other. Now, all the other extra stuff, the racism and all the other stuff that she may be getting, that needs to go up out the window. These are two girls out there competing at a very, very high level, right? It was a take foul. Angel Reese got up the way she wanted to get up, all right? The way I would have got up if I know I don't rock with a certain person that fouled me that way. So she's absolutely taking too much heat. And listen, man, it is okay to be a Caitlin Clark fan and not talk bad about Angel Reese. It's okay to be an Angel Reese fan and not talk bad about Caitlin. That is okay. They are competing, and let them compete and continue to play at a high level, man.
James said something that that a lot of people watching this, you at home, probably disagree with. James, you said Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, they have beef.
They do.
But a lot of people would push back on that.
And say Caitlin Clark doesn't have.
A lot of people would say Angel has beef with Caitlin Clark.
They'll be lying to themselves.
Caitlin Clark don't got beef with Angel Reese.
Be lying to yourself.
Comment on, everybody weigh in. Comment on that.
There's some beef there, right? And it may be one more than the other one, but there's some tension there. I think Caitlin might look at it as like, yo, as basketball, I don't think we're on the same class. I don't want to be compared with her, right? Because she never ever gives Angel any credit or any light, and then she does it like real quick, and then maybe Angel might feel somewhere like, yo, man, like y'all all want to talk about just her elevating the game of women's basketball, and I have a lot to do with it, and she's right, regardless of who's better. But I want to touch back on something else, right? Because you guys like kind of talked about the race component, but it's needed in sports, though. Let me tell you why. When you look at women's basketball, right, would you say that kind of the race component helped elevate the game, or you say
1,000%.
these women's games?
Sure.
No.
1,000%.
It's the race component, right? You got a white girl from Iowa, right? She's doing all type of stuff. She's beating all the black girls. She's this, that, and the third. And then you got on the other side, Angel Reese, right? The way she might carry herself, the way she play. Now, to us, that's normal, though. Girl, boy that had attitude, that got dog in them, right? That's not scared to speak how they feel. That's normal to us. Some people don't like that. It makes them uncomfortable. So now when you come to this game of women's basketball, well, now everybody's watching. And they say, well, why are we all watching? It ain't a lot of the talent stuff, because it was, like, Angel Wilson is she like that, right? Okay, so if it's more of that, we should have been watching the women's basketball. Okay, the Maya Moore's on it should have been, but they haven't. It took an elite black girl and an elite white girl to elevate the game, right? And now it separates. I'm rocking with Angel. Yeah. I'm rocking with Caitlin. Yeah. And then now on social media everywhere, you got these people clashing to watch it. So when it's a little foul, now everybody's engaged. Man, you see what happened? I look at even when Bird, right? Bird was a bad boy. I don't care what color he was, right? But it elevated the game because I feel like in America, if a white player is really, really good, we want to run behind him, right? Let's elevate the all-American white guy. Because the truth of the matter is, most of the blacks, we just really, really good. It's a lot of great black players because we just more talented. That's what it is. So now we look at the NBA, you're going to see a lot of brothers are really good, but then the white guy, they want to juice him up. And I remember when Isaiah was a great player, right? And they were saying how Dennis Rodman, the guy was like, well, if Bird was a regular black guy, it would just be a regular good black guy. Yeah. But since he's white, it made everything bigger. And now, when we had the Detroit going against Boston, it made a bigger game. So we all say that, but the real thing is the race component, it elevates the game. Yeah. And the last point is, that's what America's all built on.
Shady.
So it makes sense.
So here's the distinction.
Truth.
Larry Bird wasn't a regular guy. That was blasphemy to suggest that if he was black, he would just be another player. That's not.
Say he'd be a really good black player because there's so many of them that's really, really good.
Okay, but it's downgrading what Larry Bird was. Black or white, he was one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
I agree.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a regular player. Like the attention that she gets is earned based on her game. Mm-hmm. And the problem that I have is, okay, yes, is it because she's from the cornfields and she's white and there's a cultural difference here and we love that drama and all of that and people buy into it and as you said, use it to fight other fights that makes it acceptable, right? But here's the reality. All the women in the WNBA, if you know, one, that the reason that the rest of the world is coming to the table is because she's white, and you're going to be able to take advantage of that, that's not Caitlin's fault.
No,
Why are you going to hate on Caitlin? Why are you going to feel some kind of way about her, as I feel that Angel does, because she's white? If she was white and she was regular, then I'd say, you know what, I got an issue with that.
So can I say real quick to you, because what you're saying is right. But if we're being realistic about this thing, right? So if I asked you, okay, the best player in the NFL is probably black.
Yep.
If I said the NBA, the best player probably is going to be black. Majority of them is going to be black, right?
Yeah.
But then when you take a white girl or guy and now they the best of the best, it's like, yo, that might draw some hate because you're so used to seeing one thing. Like, for example, so Caitlin I think she's one of the best girls playing, correct?
Yes.
But if she was black, though, right? It's a lot of girls that's playing like that. Yeah. Am I tripping? Or am I wrong? There's a lot of girls that I could name like 6, 7, 8 black girls that can ball like that. Mm. But like growing up in my neighborhood, like you never really seen a lot of white kids that was like that. So then when you see it, you like, yo, who the hell is he? You see McCaffrey shaking and moving, you like, dog. Yeah. You see that? Mm-hmm. When you see Caitlin, you like, yo. So it's because it's rare. But it's not rare to see a super great black player because you see a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So when you talk about the jealous part, we are competitors. I don't care what color you are. I want to be better than you. Girls and boys, it don't matter. So now when you see like
the conversation has gone from who's better to who's drawing the most attention, who's getting the most attention. And I look at Caitlin Clark and I would say, you know what? She deserves every bit of attention that she's getting because of who she is as a player. Does it help that she's white? Absolutely.
But Slick,
right?
You're right, but let's say if Michael Jordan, it was a white Michael Jordan and a black Michael Jordan, the whole world will uplift the white Michael Jordan more than the black Michael Jordan. Do you believe that?
Yes.
That ain't even, it's not even a question.
Sure.
All right, so in your case, as athletes, I don't care what color because I'm an athlete. Mm-hmm. White, teammate, black, if you good and I love your game, I love your game.
Let me flip it around.
Wait, hold on, real quick.
I gotta flip.
I'm finishing.
Okay.
But to the rest of the world, though, it's not seen like that because everybody's not an athlete. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Sure. Do you think that all of the golfers in the world had resented the fact that Tiger Woods got the attention that he got?
Yes, a little bit. Yes, they did.
Not all, but
some of them.
But some, in the same breath, Serena Williams.
Because
That's for sure. Serena Williams.
Because he was black?
Because it's rare. It's rare because you never ever seen a black player in golf be this dominant.
And they're sucking up some of the oxygen in the room. Yeah. Like, there's not enough oxygen for everybody in tennis to breathe, given how much Serena was taking. I'm not as familiar with golf, so I won't speak to what I don't know nearly as well. Serena Williams and that I'm much more familiar with. But Caitlin is sucking up a lot of the oxygen.
And she deserves it.
Yeah. She does, absolutely.
But some of it she get a lot of it because she's a white player.
But there's also she's bringing oxygen to the room. It's not like she's taking over oxygen from other players.
Right.
Like she brought the tanks to the league.
And that's true too. Because I always say, everything that Caitlin getting, she earns it because she's a bad mother. She's like that. But what we're saying is, right, is that if she was a black girl that was nice, a lot of that oxygen wouldn't be sucked out like that.
But not only that, a lot of that.
But that's not her fault.
Not at all.
It's reality, though.
Yes.
But a lot of that oxygen is coming from Angel Reese, too, though. Whether we like it or not, whatever role she took on, a lot of that oxygen is coming from Angel Reese. Since Angel Reese did that to her, it wasn't super people tuning in. It wasn't. All that brought the attention to that, like, oh, shoot, they do got beef. That brought the
the race component.
However you want to think about Caitlin's on this level, Angel, it brought a lot of attention to that. That's why a lot of us tuned in to game one. Oh, it's Angel and Caitlin.
Then full circle, it goes back to Slick's point, which is if there is beef, just acknowledge that there is beef. Because, James, you're exactly right.
Acknowledging that. If you're not acknowleding that, she may not say it, but we're watching it, though. Right. Are we not watching it? We know it's beef.
But then we get called crazy when we try to suggest that there's beef because people would suggest that she says there's not beef.
You're making something up. You're trying to create a conflict that's not there.
Man, that's how you say
denial, man. Y'all watch the game more than just one person. She has
denial. We see it. We watching it.
Yeah, like, I don't lie. Like, a lot of times, James be hating on me. Like, I go crazy.
I know.
What we will all be watching in the conference finals games. We got to talk about those next. That was really good, man. Fun place.
Vacations will never be the same. Welcome to the theme parks of Universal Orlando Resort. With spectacular hotels and more, Universal Orlando offers an entire week of vacation awesome. Visit universalorlando.com.
Hey, it is always an absolute privilege to have this man to my right, especially when talking about basketball. If you are up to date on the Thunder T-Wolves series, and especially if you're not, get all the details right now over the next 2 minutes. He's going to tell you everything you need to know. If you're a bettor, if you just want to know what's going on, he's going to tell you. Let's talk through the series. Coaching first off, Mark Daigneault, Chris Finch. T-Wolves coach, you got the other coach for the Thunder. Who has the edge?
Got to give it to Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves. We could make the argument that Mark Daigneault extended that series against the Denver Nuggets by how he didn't handle the clock at the end of game one.
I like that a lot. Okay, the most important question I might ask you all week is this question here. Who has the edge with the superstar, Ant-Man or Shea?
Who was the guy who was MVP candidate this year? That would be the one. And because he's been more consistent, I think both of them have showed flaws over the course of these playoffs. But that said, I could make the case that Ant's high is higher
than
Shea's.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
But his low is also lower. So for the fact that I can't count on him, and the Minnesota Timberwolves often show that they can't count on him, whereas the OKC's always going to Shea when they need
What people don't realize, games are won and lost, especially at this level, by the bench. When you think about the team in the Thunder, you got Wiggins, you got Joe, you got Caruso. But when you think about the T-Wolves, you got DiVincenzo, you got Naz Reid, you got Alexander Walker. Sorry, the hyphen throws me off all the time. Who got the better bench?
I'm going to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They both have great benches, but for one name and one reason. Alex Caruso. And you may not think that he's that great, or you may not think that he's all that, but the Oklahoma City Thunder do, and because of his experience and the security blanket that he is for Mark Daigneault.
Let me throw a wrench in this one. I got to throw a wrench in this one. This next question. Experience. You might suggest T-Wolves were here last year. Thunder haven't been here. But the Thunder have been a team, their nucleus longer, with Shea plus Chet plus Dort, than the T-Wolves having just acquired Randall. Who has the experiential edge?
I agree with you. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder because they have been together. We could say that the Minnesota Timberwolves have been in this place before, but the fact of the matter is that this collection of Timberwolves haven't been here before because we have one huge change with Julius Randle and Karl-Anthony Towns.
Huge change. Last question. X factor in the series. Who?
I'm going to go with Jaden McDaniels because for me, he's the player that I look at. Let's take the stars cancel each other out, right? Top four on each team. Jaden McDaniels as the next best two-way player, and the fact that every time that Minnesota has won, he's hitting the three. and he is dynamic, double digits in scoring. That's been the difference.
Jaden McDaniels, that's one player to know and note. Hey, when we return, speaking of note, Brock Purdy, he finally got his deal in. We have talked to you all about it, but how should the Niners feel about that contract extension? $181 million guaranteed. How should they feel about it? That's next.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Let's get to it. Hey, Brock Purdy, you already know, $265 million deal, $53 million per year, $181 million guaranteed quarterback. Very quickly, how should Niners fans feel as soon as they saw this? How should they feel about the deal?
They should feel really good, really, really well. And just thinking about everything that Brock has done for the team and everything that he can do for the team. Because let's be real, the 49ers at the beginning of the offseason, they cut a lot of really, really good players.
They did.
They trimmed a lot of fat. They took an $81 million dead cap hit. They avoided the offseason drama by signing Brock Purdy. So they paid Purdy, they paid Kittle, they rehired Robert Saleh. Overall, in general, about the 49ers, they should feel better.
They should feel good. James Jones.
They better feel good. That's $181 million guaranteed. I mean, I done wrote checks for $100, and I'm like, I don't care if I feel good or bad. It's $100. $181 million, you better feel good. I don't know what else to tell Niner fans. Yeah. You better feel good, man.
They should feel good because they got it done before camp. Too often their deals have leaked into camp. Drama. Last year, Trent Williams' deal leaked into camp. Brandon Ayuk deal leaked into camp. Deebo Samuel's deal has leaked into camp. Nick Bosa's deal leaked into camp. This deal did not leak into camp. It should not have any impact on the season. It was going to get done regardless. Glad it gets done, but it won't impact training camp. Niners fans.
I think you have mixed emotions about this.
Oh, that's a good way to say it.
One is like, yo, we do have our quarterback for the future. We have him locked in. The other part is like, man, we give $181 million to give us what?
Mixed emotions.
Stuff, playoff wins,
way to say it,
right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl appearance, but now going forward,
I feel like that.
The team ain't the same. The team is not the same.
So you shouldn't have wrote the check, huh? If you got mixed feelings.
It's
if you got mixed feelings,
it's like dream. I'm telling y'all.
Hey, that's one day like you my girl. The next day I don't really.
All right, I'm telling y'all. That day you like her lashes. That day you like her nails. You so surprised at something like about like, hey, you taller than me? Like you just start answering questions. I'm telling you.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Let's get to it. It's time for a Blitz meeting. Hey, 4 teams are left standing in the NBA playoffs. T-Wolves, Thunder, Pacers, Knicks. Oh, man, ain't seen championships, some of them in ever, and the Knicks in 53 years. 2-5-2 live. Get it going. Who's winning it all?
Who I got? Am I here?
Oh, man.
Who I got?
Welcome back.
Okay, see. You know why, though? Because they play at a faster pace than anybody in the game, right? And they play defense, and they got size, bro. And they look hungry. And the last part, they a team. Yeah. If you got 30 tonight and I get 10 tonight, I don't care. They want to win.
I got the Thunder. I got it for 2 reasons, though.
But I want the Knicks to win, though.
I hear you. 2 reasons. The Thunder have experienced the best playoff series as you can imagine. Number one, they didn't go through a gauntlet in the first round, so they don't have too much wear on their legs. But they went through a gauntlet in the second round, so now they're mentally tested. So though you didn't go through the ringer for 2 rounds, so you ain't played 14 games up until this point. You've only played, I think, 12 or 11 games up until this point, but now you're battle tested. So if a series does go to 7, you've gone 7 before.
I like the Pacers. I like the underdogs. Tyrese Halliburton. What does the question say?
What?
Win the NBA Finals. They're averaging 117.7 points a game. It's the most left in this finals. I like the underdog. I think they finally get through and break through. Let's go. Not some analytical answer like Acho. I feel good about them.
You are so wrong.
Hey, but if I plus 600 on the bet,
you're trying to bet, you're trying to win, Dana Baker.
1,000 to win 6,000. Right?
It is OKC, man. And I think the best thing that happened to them, like you said, Acho, they battle tested now. So you went to game 7, you handle your business. And not only that, all season long, they've been the most consistent team.
True.
Right now, we don't know what ant we're going to get.
Yeah.
We know what Shea and OKC Thunder team that we are going to get. I think they're the best team remaining. I think Jalen Brunson.
We also have to say, OKC at home is a different type of monster.
That is true.
OKC at home.
Y'all ain't giving the Pacers any type of chance.
No. Hey, NFL, I got to move on to the NFL.
No.
NFL analyst Chris Sims called out Dak Prescott's standing as the highest paid quarterback
Chris.
in the NFL, asking, is he even a top 10 Q? 2-5. Is Dak top 10?
Sims?
No.
Okay, what number is he then?
Shady just be talking. I'm not paying him no mind. Of course, Dak Prescott's top 10. Now, he's probably closer to 8, 9, or 10, but he is top 10 nonetheless.
It wasn't 8, 9, or 10. It was a top 10 quarterback. It was a question. Absolutely. You can't name me 10 better quarterbacks than that.
That's a good point. You're not 10.
You can't name me 10.
Not 10.
Yeah, 100%. And then really be honest with you, when you get at 7, you can have a bunch of arguments.
Correct. That's correct.
What it is. Dak
Get to
Prescott's the
6,
top
7,
10.
that's a bunch of arguments.
7.
I'm just saying, once you get down to 7, you can say, hey, I like Purdy. Hey, I like Herbert because his talent. Hey, I like Tua. Hey, I like it's a bunch of them, man.
I love
you
losing
down there,
quarterbacks. All you want to do is lose.
Hey, well, speaking of a winning quarterback, there's Jaden Daniels, but the losing ones. There's Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Drake May, amongst quarterbacks headed into their second year. Last question, Shady. Which second-year quarterback will take the biggest leap?
It's an easy one for me. The best player in this whole draft is McDaniel, but we ain't talking about him. I'm going with Penix.
Oh, I like that answer.
He gonna ball out. Watch him.
I like that answer a lot.
And he gonna be number 2 in that draft.
The reason I'm saying Drake May is because I believe he has the best upgrade, at least in the coaching stability and Vrabel. I think Drake May.
I like Drake May, but I'm with Shady. I got Michael Penix Jr. I like what offensive coordinator Zach Robinson has done for him. He didn't get a fully chance to start the whole year. I like it.
Oh, you like Penix too?
You see the Penix.
He messing it up. Y'all be following my picks. You know what y'all do. Y'all want to be right. I shoot 5.
That's it for us. It's the Monday. Who's next?